So we had a PLE this past weekend, and not much happened on it. Well, actually, a whole lot of shit happened on it.
I was about to say live. I was about to say, wait, what?
I was being facetious. A lot of things that went down on this particular PLE.
Hell no, fucking ridiculous.
That's what I meant. Fucking ridiculous. But the biggest thing, we'll spend time talking about this because this goes so many different ways. It's the most viral thing at the moment. It's probably one of the biggest things that's happened in wrestling history in the past 20 years, is that John Cena, Mr. Make-A-Wish, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect, the superhero before Cody Rhodes, I could argue one of the best runs on top as a superstar in the past 20 years. Stone Cold had a great run. Rock had a great run, but it were nowhere as long as John Cena's run. Undeniable. But he decided to go ahead and take that plunge, to take that risk. I mean, to the point where like it's getting covered on Fox News and CNN and the Jon Stewart show, and like it's getting crazy coverage for a predetermined sport. That's the impact that this has. I love it. I love it. But it was great. It was epic to me. But I want to go around the horn and get everybody's opinion on this particular moment in history. We're going to start with Nick first. Go ahead, Nick.
Well, first I would say, is it really that big of a risk right now? He's already said this is my last year. He already has an abundance of fans. His merch ain't selling nowhere near Cody's anyway. Cody's gonna be the face. If Cody is the face of the company, John don't need to be the face. This was one of those things where it was just. I think this is why we called it. It's because this is one of those things. It's just like it's a natural progression. People have been wanting him to turn heel. Mm-hmm. People have been calling for it for years, and then it's just like I can almost agree with him whenever they say, "I never just." Was the right time before, because he was doing so much good for like Make-A-Wish. Because you kind of got to stop kind of Make-A-Wish it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got to say fuck them kids.
Yeah, and he was doing so much good. He was selling so much merch. Now it's like, hey man, now I get to be, the wrestler I probably would have been a few years back if my merch wasn't, well, not necessarily the wrestler, but the character he would have been a while ago. And then just the impact hits so much harder now because it's like everybody knows this last year. Oh, he'll do anything to get that 17 championship. And I can't wait for him to win it. Mm-hmm. I just want to see what the persona's like moving forward at this point. Because it's the last time we saw him heel, he was the doctor of Thuganomics.
Yep. Yeah,
he got to come back out to that theme song too, bro. He can't come out to the regular joint. He got to come out to the.
Oh no! Everything got to change. The song, the clothes, everything got to change, and that's what's cool about it. I just like to see shit get real fresh. Like if he would have done another year in a t-shirt and jean shorts, which he still might. He might just be a different type of t-shirt and jean shorts, I guess. Yeah. But if he would have done it the same way, and then. It would have been like, okay, well, John Cena's back. But this makes him like, oh, shit, John Cena's back. And things are different. So I love it.
Maybe he'll start rocking a buzz cut or something.
He needs to do something with that.
Yeah, he can't. He does have to get rid of the ball spot. But then I don't know. That's kind of his Hollywood look now, too, as well. So I don't know what he's going to do with that. But I mean, he could usually cut his hair. Maybe cut it differently. Maybe it don't got to be bald, but just different. I don't know.
Or he can stay as is, and but we'll get into that a little bit more. Gold, what was your take on what you witnessed this past weekend?
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a whole band with you, man. Like, I never really was the biggest John Cena fan. Like, I respected what he did for wrestling. I respected his run and shit. I'm just saying, like, to be honest, but this shit got me excited about it. Like, I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see how the story unfolds. I'm excited to see if he's actually going to get that belt again, or either like maybe Cody will turn heel and like switch it up on him so he can keep his belt. Like, I'm just excited to see what the fuck they do, man. But I was really, really fucking excited. And it definitely caught me off guard because we never knew. We called, like I said, we called it, but we just didn't know when it was going to happen. So that was
I thought it was going to happen like at Mania or something like that, not like there. Right. So that was cool.
Now they're trying to sell some tickets. So they said, let's do it now. We got 6 weeks, 7 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But the cool shit though, like if y'all go back and look at it, like his facial expression, it was like a real person. Like he got possessed or something. Like it was wild, bro. I was like, it was wild because he went from being this big old smile to he was just like.
He looked like a man.
Like his beam face is crazy good. Like y'all been hiding that for 20 years. That mean face worked.
It did, bro.
Right. Madison Jay, you got on the Never Give Up shirt.
Hey. I had to bring it out the archives for this one.
All right. So let us hear it.
I was very surprised that they pushed the button at Elimination Chamber. Figured like they would save it for maybe like a Mania moment or maybe down the line at SummerSlam or but it really made such an impact for Elimination Chamber that this is now going to be like one of those moments that they go back and look to. It brings some prestige actually to Elimination Chamber outside of just the actual event, the Elimination Chamber, which of course already has its own little mystique to it. But
for sure,
I think that just how everything was done, to swerving, us, to a degree, because I didn't think it was a thing where he would link up with The Rock. I just thought he'd do his own thing on, but we didn't expect it, but it makes perfect sense of them coming together and forming a union. I loved everything about what happened afterwards. The only thing I did not like was the guy Travis Scott, and I'm a Travis Scott fan, man. You know, what I mean, I definitely vibe out with his music. You know, what I mean,
too.
Since the beginning. You know, what I mean, since the beginning of when I first, became introduced to, Travis Scott. Awkward, bro. I just thought he was just super awkward for me throughout everything he was doing. And then when we read the reports that this nigga roughed up Cody, I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, now granted, this is wrestling. But it's the fact of you're not even a legit wrestler and you really fuck somebody up. It's like,
right. Don't put your hands on motherfuckers if you don't like do it.
What the fuck? And he was just so awkward. And I saw the memes. And when it happened, I was like, and somebody ended up using it as a meme, but I was like, it was the Jay-Z, Alicia Keys, and Lil Mama thing. Like, two heavyweight. You got these two heavyweights having a moment. A moment that's gonna live in infamy and in WWE lore. Then you got this guy on the ropes of all things, just leaning, chilling. You know what I mean? Like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
I think they got some kind of partnership coming out with him or something, man.
They absolutely have a partnership, bro. You already know that.
He might be in a video game or something, bro.
I'm not mad at the partnership or anything, but he didn't ruin it, but it just made it mad awkward for like, damn.
He was out of place. I'm with you. He was out of place.
Yeah, he was out of place. I'm not knocking him being a part of the story, but just everything about that, when everything he was involved in and him being, it was very awkward for me. In closing though, Nick, you made a point about the Make-A-Wish. I think that Cena's so in, like, I think, especially for us, for the children, it's still real to them, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's so solidified just in terms of a character like John Cena, whether he's a bad guy, good guy, whether he's Rainmaker, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah, Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mind you, you know what I mean? Whatever these roles that John Cena picks up as well and with acting is just a part of his branding. So I just think he still would be able to do Make-A-Wish just because of how big of a star he is overall. So I don't think him going heel in his wrestling thing would like impact the Make-A-Wish part if he were to still keep doing those. Like, unless you
now, I definitely feel that way.
Uh-huh.
But if you would have done it, say midway through his like initial run,
like 2010.
Like the kids would have been like, I don't want to see this nigga.
Yeah, right.
Right. So that's all the difference. But yeah, otherwise now, I'm still like, he can still do it. But if he would have turned heel way back when, that would have fucked up all the kids wanting to see him, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think his Make-A-Wish things are, well, actually his Make-A-Wish contributions and all that service will always be appreciated. And I think younger children under like the age of 10 might take this a little bit differently than adults who really who know how this works. Like when Lex Luger turned heel when I was a kid, I hated that shit because I was a big Lex Luger fan. And he won the world title. He was a babyface up until he won that world title. He won it and turned heel that same day. And then
Wait, you talking about WCW or WWF?
WCW, Lex Luger.
Oh yeah.
When he beat Barry Windham for it. He was supposed to beat Ric Flair for it, but Ric Flair went to WWF.
Rick said, "Fuck that."
He said, "Fuck that." So they put Barry Windham in his place. Luger won and turned heel, and then Harley Race was his manager. And then he feuded with Ron Simmons and a few others before ultimately.
I'm not gonna say that was. I really had a pause. I had a special thing for that era of Lex Luger. Like it just, I don't know. That's like kind of peak great Lex Luger. The second WCW run when he came back, loved it. But that first one when he was like heel and it was like him and Sting doing the. Hey, friends, and can I trust you? Hell no, you can't trust me. I'm sending, that whole era, Lex Luger. I'm like, that solidified that. And for me, if anybody does try to talk shit, the narrative has changed for him in the, throughout the later years. But anybody who tries to trash Lex Luger, I say, look at that time frame of when he was, really doing what he did.
Yeah,
he had his run, bro. I'm with you, man.
I fuck with Lex Luger. First track was like, oh, this motherfucker. I always thought Lex Luger was the strongest person in the world.
Yeah,
same
package, man.
Same
full package,
yeah. He was the one. Y'all remember when he
Sting was my guy, but I still fuck with Lex.
Sting's my guy, but Les Luger was like, it was Sting, then it was Luger.
Sting is my one. He's my 1B. Bret Hart 1A, Sting 1B.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Hey man, you know what it is.
Bret, the truth, bro.
Yeah,
I love Bret too.
But I think I'll have to keep that in mind a little bit later in this discussion to talk about heel turns, all-time heel turns. But going back to Cena, this definitely I rank this higher than Hulk Hogan at Bash at the Beach.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
I was gonna not S-Dot, please.
I would say no, because Hogan shook my foundation.
Oh, I was thrown the fuck off when that happened, and I was a teenager, and I was still like, I couldn't believe it.
Right. So this, I guess maybe because I was predicting it so hard, I was like, oh yeah, this is like if that guy, I guess they did it with like a no tail of it. Like you could kind of see it as a wrestling fan. I think most wrestling fans will look at it and see it from a while away. They kind of hit it at it like multiple times, in my opinion. But for me, I looked at it and I was like, oh, this motherfucker is definitely turning heel at some point.
Well, when we talked about it last, and by the way, Gold, did you have something you was about to say? I don't want to interrupt you.
No. I would disagree with Madison.
Okay, so the reason why we kind of saw this coming or predicted that it was a possibility that it could happen was because of the way that he did that press conference.
Right.
And how he just interjected himself. Yeah, when he said best for business, which we know that was an authority angle with Triple H and Vince and things of that nature. And so when he said that, it was kind of like a clue. But then I had mentioned he didn't qualify for his slot in the chamber, but everyone let it slide. But I was like, all right. And then he said he has to win this championship. He seemed determined. He seemed very stoic, very serious about it. And then, he was gone while everything else was happening leading up to it. So that was kind of like the indicator, but I still didn't think they were going to pull the trigger. But the way they did with him aligning himself to the final boss, right? That's one. So that's one thing, because those two, I won't say they hate each other. Clearly they don't. They've been in movies, Fast and Furious franchise, things of that nature. I believe that Rock was the gateway, or built the path for him to become the action star that he eventually became. He being John Cena. And I was at McDonald's the other day getting a McChicken, McGriddle or whatever. His picture's right there on the damn menu, holding two of them.
With the yellow sweater and shit.
Yeah, he's a household name. But it made sense. I just didn't, when Rock said, "I want your soul" and all that, when he said, Nick, when we were watching, he was like, "I want you to be my champion." I was like, okay, where is this going? Because if John Cena wins the Chamber, are we worried about Cody Rhodes turning dark? I don't think so, because Cody Rhodes right now is on that Hogan type level, like
Hogan Cena type level.
That Hogan, that's that type level. Like, all right, if John Cena's going to turn heel, Cody's the best person for that to happen. And Nick, you mentioned I didn't want to see a feud of just respect. I don't want to see the, you know what I'm saying? I want them coddling each other and tickling each other's balls and stuff like that for 6 weeks. Yeah. Even when the Chamber was over, just them in the ring all happy and shit. Like, no, fuck that. I want some turmoil. I want some blood, and we got some blood. We got a beat down, a vicious beat down.
I thought it would be. I didn't think they would go this direction for the feud going into WrestleMania. Like that's what I really love about it. That's why I feel it definitely is in terms of Hogan. I think the only advantage that this has, the Cena heel turn, the advantage it has is that the social media, the internet.
Yes.
I mean, mind you, wasn't prevalent back then. It was just, AOL dial-up type time back in the day. But for the most part, it was just, word of mouth. We reviewed it back on Nitro, then in the magazines and so on and so forth. But now it's like we were able to talk about that moment in real time and it take over. But just the fact of that WWE pushed the button when the internet community and the community as a whole is like, oh, hey, Cena's going to be a face for life. Like, go ride this gravy train, ride it out. Just, hey, he's a face on some Ricky Steamboat shit. Even though he was a heel at one point, but just, hey, no need to turn him. But for this to be on the victory lap, it's like, yo, this is definitely a compelling story that they're giving us, and I'm like, I respect it.
Yeah.
What I want to see is where will they go next with him? Where are they gonna now, the fact of what's up with this situation with Rock? Even where does Travis Scott stand with the, you know what I mean? And then also, is there going to be some opposing factors to this alignment outside of just Cody? If you got this new age corporation, which I think is very dope, is at the end of the day, there's nothing new under the sun. All the shit is a reinvented wheel. You know, I thought it was kind of dope. I'm like, okay, they're giving us some corporate, it's a corporate thing. Cody has that. Cena, Hogan, even Sting, NWA, WCW days of just that babyface and peril, fight back, victorious, people love them, shake hands, kiss babies, that type of whole. So I do believe that Cody is probably going to be able to overcome this, because I think at the end of the day, Cena can get that title, obviously, at any point in the year. I just think in the story-wise of, like, realistically, okay, if his final joint is what, December? Okay. What type of match is going to send him out, on his last match, and what would kind of logically be the trajectory they could go? But I mean, shit, they hit us with this heel turn, so I mean, they could go anywhere with it. But I'm just honestly really excited to see what WWE has, because this is a moment that is really they're going to be able to ride this wave for a while. The heel turn of John Cena, and just the fact that it's touch culture. I already know WWE what they're about to do with it, so I'm glad we were able to see this.
And there's so many things going on too, bro. Like going back to what you said, it's like I want to see what they do with this story. I want to see how Roman feels about this, man. I want to see like how they're
That's
gonna
a good point.
CM Punk, because you know CM Punk still got that favor. Like, so what do y'all think that favor is gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be something to get him into the main event, like maybe it turn into a triple threat or something like that? What y'all think, fellas?
Gotta be. Because what else could he ask? Like, what? Okay.
Well, his favor is
His
to
favorite.
Roman.
His favorites.
Roman ain't gonna get him in the main event.
Yeah.
So Roman or Paul?
It's
Paul.
Roman. Roman owes him a favor.
No, it's Paul that owes him a favor.
Okay.
Either way, neither individual can get him into this title.
Main event.
This title, this particular match, Cody versus Cena, needs to stay Cody
Cena.
versus Cena. If anything, this is just this is Cody's third WrestleMania main event
Yeah,
in a row. And it has not bothered me at all.
me neither.
Last year didn't bother me. This year didn't bother me. But Roman Reigns was in like 5 to 6 before we started liking him. Before he was in the Tribal Chief, they kept shoving him in the main event. Again, this Cody rise is very, very organic, very natural. It doesn't feel forced. And you know the whole purpose of going heel is to draw money to see you get beat up. Cody's the one who can event. Keep in mind when Cena could have turned heel in the ruthless aggression area if he wanted to, but what face was there to combat evil Cena? Cena was all the way up here, and everyone else was kind of down here. Maybe Randy Orton, but Randy Orton was more like Cena's foil, his arch nemesis.
Yeah, he was a little bit later on that rise. Yeah.
Yeah, Batista. With all the personality that John Cena has, he could probably go down as one of the greatest villains ever. Just going by his menacing, ice cold, murderous, maniac, psychopath look that he had before.
So do y'all? I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
I was just saying before, just that look he had before just seeing him being that aggressive, doing a beat down like that. We haven't seen that in 20 years.
No,
You got to think though. What's the most? You got to think of what the dude's been doing for the past 15 years, 10, 15 years now.
Acting.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? He fought that, which is we can't forget is always one of the key elements in this thing of wrestling, man. It's just acting and conveying emotion and conveying things to us, and in the digital world, and then people too in the real world, in the actual ring. So Cena has really bought that, as well as The Rock. And shout out, I gotta give a shout out to The Rock in terms of this reinvention. Shout out to OGs who are able to reinvent themselves and stay active. Like a lot of motherfuckers just bitching, and I get it, but just really the proof is in the pudding. Like, dude, this is The Rock, you know what I mean? And he knows literally not even a gimmick, but what's best for business. Like, people even they still request The Rock. Yo, I remember wrestling The Rock and Stone Cold. Well, damn it, The Rock, he's here, but it's not The Rock of Attitude Era, even whatever his last appearance. But this whole final boss shit and how that's evolved from the Bloodline storyline, and now that it's trickled over to a whole new set to where he's playing up to the TKO executive thing, mind you, mentioned by CM Punk in his promo. Like, I love it because, like I said, it's nothing new under the sun. Hey, Vince McMahon, he's in the win. Guess what? We got Triple H, and guess what? We got The Rock.
Yeah.
I know he's chilling right now, probably. So we got The Rock. He wants to be active. Cool. It's just a beautiful thing to see all these guys that essentially we grew up with in terms of as teens and young adults. See these guys still here and performing on a dope level. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody involved in this, because this is I'm excited to see where WWE is going to take this, because they got outside of the Bloodline, which was a compelling and still is to a certain degree saga. Now you got this whole Cody and his story, and now you got these two guys like The Rock and now John Cena involved in that. Again, it's a beautiful thing.
And this man, like The Rock, bro, the final boss, Rob, this man can literally talk shit to the audience and they still cheer him on.
Man, what? Told motherfuckers to smoke crack, bro. Go home and smoke some crack.
Until he started beating up on Cody, then the fans started to boo a little bit. So he still knows. He still knows what to do. Now, let me ask you about that. Because when Raw debuted on Netflix, they made it seem as if they were just going to let this particular angle fall by the wayside with no follow up from things that transpired last year. He was giving Cody Rhodes hugs and props, drinking whiskey with him backstage and whatnot. And I was wondering, like, okay, is this going to? Do you think that was a misstep? Do you think they just decided? What do you think about that?
I think that was just because, like, the Netflix execs is in the building, Rock's there. They didn't necessarily. I think they know he's not going to wrestle at Mania, and so they were just like, fuck it, just go out and do whatever. And then they were like, you know what we should do? And then that's how that came along. But yeah,
the light bulb went off.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. The light bulb went off. And they were like, yo, guess what? You in charge. Cena's about to do. And they probably went and asked Cena, you trying to do this? And he was like, yeah.
Hey,
that's
also
I don't know shit, but that's what I assume.
Do y'all think this is kind of like the new corporation?
Yeah. Jay coined it
Especially,
correctly.
It won't be dubbed that, but it's basically,
Yeah. Like, I don't know if they're going to be a stable or whatnot. Cena's too big to be Rock's lackey, but we won't really know.
I wouldn't mind if Cena has some guys as a champion. If Rock's like, thank you you're my champion. We want to protect this. Mm-hmm. Here is some young guys that we want to get on TV more often. Like, maybe this is just me throwing it out. Like maybe a Theory and Waller or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe Carmelo Hayes.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, something. Yeah,
Miz keep calling himself A-list all the time anyway. So like,
I see the vision.
Carmelo,
I see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of guys to go take the pins,
Yeah, definitely.
Out of evil authority figures, would you rank Rock, the final boss Rock? It's only been 2 seasons of him doing this. I would rank it up there with the Mr. McMahon, but what about you?
I was just about to say he's right behind Vince right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think he's better than Bischoff.
Well, we talking about it, and I'm actually gonna think about it. He hasn't disrupt too much of the company. The guys. Eric and Vince, they were, they were
sinister.
Yeah, what I mean? They not only did they have programs with guys, okay, we got Sting, we got, Goldberg program, but hey, you got other guys, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, Ric Flair, they're being affected. Lex Luger, he's being affected. Vince McMahon, not only Stone Cold, but hey, Mick Foley, what I mean? You're getting affected. The Rock, they're on again, off again. You're getting affected. Triple H was affected. Multiple people were affected. So for Final Boss Rock, it's mainly just been Cody. Mm-hmm. I think Cody's been his only adversary. He hasn't really disrupted too much in terms of where he could be like an evil boss, but it's just like, I think he's definitely en route.
Mm-hmm. I would say for now, on the simple fact that, Cody's the hottest face right now, but
right.
I mean, like, Rock's the TKO board member, so it's like he could come back for years, right?
He could do that. He could be the thorn in the side of whoever the top baby face is.
Right. It never never really have to do anything just because, he's a Hollywood star. Just come in and be like, this is what I want because I am the TKO board member. Like, let's go down the road. Like, one day if we say Carmelo, you champion, you gonna be my champion?
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Or Carmelo, you're so charismatic. I can make you champion.
Mm-hmm. Right.
How about CM Punk? You talking all this shit. You ain't never going to get your WrestleMania main event.
Exactly. So he can play with a lot of. But you're right. When he does affect more people, that's whenever he'll. So yeah, I will give Bischoff his due. I'll say he's better than Bischoff. He's more entertaining than Bischoff. I guess I was never entertained by Bischoff. He really did just get on my nerves. I wasn't a Bischoff fan. Now I understood like what he brought to the game later on, and that's what I respect for it. But as an on-screen character, he was just like, ugh.
Bishop.
But that lets you know he was doing his job, bro. He'll vote some kind of motion for it.
And
Right.
Bischoff was
I
really
couldn't
good at
stand
being
his ass either,
slimy.
but
He was
he
slimy.
was.
Yeah.
He was a goddamn prick.
Yeah, I love it.
And then whenever you see the documentaries later, you find out, oh, okay, I get where he was coming from. He's always been a salesman. And that's what Vince was too. He was a salesman first. Or the idea was, I'm selling you a product, and that's what they understood.
Yeah.
And that's what made them great.
I read Eric Bischoff. He had a book called Controversy Creates Cash. I actually read that. It was pretty good about how he came up and whatnot. Okay, so I don't want to get too far ahead, but I have to ask, since we're talking about Final Boss Rock, do you think the match between him and Cody one-on-one is ever going to happen?
It's hard to say with his movie schedule, but I mean, obviously everybody wants to see it. But every year it goes by when he's not wrestling, it gets more and more unlikely. Because I was like, damn, Rock had a big year last year. And I'm like, I think it gets bigger. Like I was telling you, Kay, I don't know if y'all know this, but he just got signed to a Martin Scorsese movie where he's playing like a Hawaiian mafia boss. So it's like he just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So Martin Scorsese.
Who got signed to The Rock?
The Rock, yeah.
Oh shit! That's crazy.
Leonardo DiCaprio and all them dudes, like Emily Blunt, like he's on that next level of Hollywood where it's just like, oh, we taking these people a different level of serious.
That's crazy.
Not just an action star no more. He might even, because this is what Scorsese does. This motherfucker might get nominated for an Oscar. You never know.
Yeah,
I don't see it, but you never know.
You never know. You never know.
You never know, man. I still think, call me crazy, man. Y'all gonna be like, yo, this nigga tripping. But I still think Roman and Rock is gonna happen sometime, man. I just don't know how they gonna swing it.
That's the one I want to see.
I think that's still gonna happen, man. Maybe this WrestleMania. They still got a little time to do it. Might be next year, but I still think they're trying to figure out a crazy way. That's why in my mind I'm thinking like maybe Roman gonna be like he don't like what's going on or whatever, and he gonna like try to test the Rock's authority, and he gonna be like, oh really? You know what I'm saying? And then that's gonna like cause them to have friction or whatever. Baby, call me crazy.
No, because I mean,
no, it's not
at
crazy.
the same time that he's doing all this, and John Cena's his guy. Because I think it was Matt. No, I think it was you. Go like, what does Roman feel about this? It was like, no, that's a very good point. Like, I'm the tribal chief, and you,
exactly. It's like, what the fuck you gonna make him your champion for? Like, I'm your cousin.
Yeah, that's your boy now. Like, you know, me and your boy had beef too.
Yep.
Like, there's questions to be asked, so it could lead to a Rock Roman down next year, maybe.
Madison, what do you think? You think this Rock Cody match is going to happen, or it's going to be Rock Roman?
Yeah, because I mean, you've got a few money matches. You've got Rock Cody, you've got Rock Roman. So I think those being the top two money matches, and probably I could see a tag match somewhere. Start rolling off your theory. Fuck it, have Roman Cody against Cena and Rock in a real big star tag match.
That's money right there.
Clash of the
Sign me up.
Money in the Bank or one of those type papers.
Sign me up.
Possibly a SummerSlam could be anywhere in that mix, but yeah, I definitely see that.
It's like I said, it's hard for me to see Rock wrestling too many more times, especially outside of Romania.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I got to make.
That's my only problem with the ideas of it, or the idea of it happening, because I would love to see it.
Right.
Love to see it.
Well, we got a 2-night SummerSlam this year, correct?
Yep.
That's this year.
So possibly.
Yep. Yeah, I think my boy Big Jimbo gonna make it, man. Against Nakamura, WrestleMania.
Nah, that's LA Knight. You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they put him in like a triple threat match with LA Knight and Shinsuke and shit. I wouldn't be surprised if they.
I think they should.
He beat McIntyre. Was it 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
Not last Friday, but the Friday before.
Listen, yo. Like I was jumping up like a chair and shit. I was like, yeah, Jimbo.
Jay ain't even done that yet. I don't think he might have been.
Y'all know I'm a root for my boy, man.
Nick had made this funny joke about heel Cena about is he going to beat R-Truth's ass?
Oh yeah, he's
Innocent.
definitely beating
He probably is.
Innocent R-Truth.
R-Truth.
Is that who he's going to make an example out of?
Be a good way to get heat.
I was telling VS like the way I would do it is that locker room that dressing room that Cody had last week. I'd have Cena walk in that bitch, and it's R-Truth sitting his ass on the couch, eat some script, and then Cena just like, we not cool.
Yeah.
Or either like say like Cena like cutting a promo and R-Truth come out like, man, what you doing? And then Cena like play it off like, you know what, you're right, and then start beating his ass.
Yeah, he has to destroy somebody leading up to this. There's no warm up match. He's going straight to that. So.
But the only thing is, because I feel like this is a Raw thing.
Yeah.
SmackDown.
This is a SmackDown thing, yeah.
I think it's technically a SmackDown belt. Cody's still on SmackDown.
Yeah, this is a SmackDown feud, which might be.
Happening.
I think John Cena's first appearance.
Rock showed up on the last 2 SmackDowns.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So everybody's there. It makes sense. Also, on top of that, they need something for that 3 hours anyway. So that would probably it makes sense for that to be headquarters for this particular feud. And
right.
But also not
Gunther and Jay.
Yeah.
Raw.
Right. We don't want to take the shine off of Gunther and Jay.
Which is because let's be real, that story is bad dog compared to this Cena Cody when at this point it's like, man, that's supposed to be a world title, but it's definitely second fiddle.
Well, by 100%, by a landslide now, because of this turn.
Landslide.
I mean, had this match been happening just based off of a legend versus the up and coming legend, okay, fine, whatever. But now there's been blood involved. There's been a beatdown. There's been betrayal, right? Like every other superstars are going to have an opinion. CM Punk went off on this shit, although he has other things he wants to worry about. He has something to say about this. They asked AJ Styles last night, what does he think about this? Gold mentioned Roman. A lot of different sticks to throw in the fire. But so that's what this. So this, I am very intrigued just because of the turn, what led to it. I want to know his reasoning, his motivation. Like, is he going to talk shit to the fans? Like, what was the catalyst to make him say, you know what, Rock, I'll be your champion? Even if that's the case, like that first promo is going to be something special, and I just hope that they don't miss.
I think it's to say. Oh, go ahead, go.
I was gonna say, I just think it's desperation, bro. He know his time is sick, and Triple H even called it out during his interview. Like he ain't got but this small ass window, so he's probably like, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever I fucking got to do, even if I got to sell my soul to get that title the 17th time.
I just want to break the record.
Yeah, because this is not considered technically a heel turn. It's a heel turn under textbook, but what it really is you sold out.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's different. Hulk Hogan sold out.
Yep.
Seth Rollins sold out the first time he hit Roman with that chair. You know what I mean? To partner up with the evil authority figure. And Travis Scott. So, having said that, let's not forget about Mr. Fiend. So, all right. So let's go to let's talk about the match itself. Right. I think leading up to it, I think the promos are going to be crazy fire. I think they're going to be crazy fire between those three. And don't let Roman get involved with his 2 cents right now. He got to deal with Seth at some point. But between Cody,
he'll be back next week during that cage match, by the way.
Yeah, most likely.
Call.
Yeah. Yep. Great call. We'll get to that in a second. The promos between Cody, Cena, and The Rock is being just hovering above it. Should be great, but I think it's very important that these guys have the TV time. Cody can't carry it by himself every week on SmackDown. Like, we really need some participation here. Now, Cena got the dates. If he's going to do 30, 40 dates, then use a majority of those right now to build towards this match. You know what I mean?
Put your chips in for that.
Right now. Now, having said that, let's talk about the match itself. good or bad, I think it'll be good. Cena did really good in the Elimination Chamber. He showed out really good. And Cody,
he's not too far removed that he's bad. He's like slowed down. He's still the same guy. He might be a little slower, little this, a little that, but he's still pretty much the same guy.
yeah, pretty much the same, right? Solid worker.
And he relies on the streak. He's still strong. So
Exactly. He can still do the whole catch you, roll over, and flip you up on the shoulders, hit you with the F5. He's still FU. Excuse me. I'm sorry, not that. The attitude adjustment. But it might go back to being the FU. Who knows? That'd be dope. Hey.
yeah.
So I guess my question is, should Cena win? And do you think he's going to win? Actually, in reverse. Do you think he's going to win, and should he win? Nick, you first.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Before you explain it, Gold, will he win, and should he win?
I don't think he's gonna win.
Should he win?
I guess if you want to like roll him out, you know what I'm saying, with the last, you know, woo-ha, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, let's send him off as a legend, man, but I don't think so.
All right, Madison.
I don't think he's gonna win, but I think he should win.
You think he should win? All right, so Nick, you said yes and yes.
I'll tell you why too.
Tell me why.
Because it's as simple as I think WWE, like every time you talk about the most championships, you gotta bring up John Cena and Ric Flair. Not to say they hate Ric Flair, they respect and have him at like he's one of the greatest of all time. But being able to be like, yeah, one of our top talents, homegrown, been with us throughout, never left. Been with us the whole time. He has the most championships in this company. Boom. John Cena holds that record. And then also, I feel like records are meant to be broken.
Okay.
So it's like, why would he? Like, I don't want him to sit tied next to Ric Flair for this. Like, I don't think he will. And then that would make everything just that much more impactful moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then it puts Cody back where I think I like him best, and that's fighting from the bottom.
Okay. That's compelling. Makes sense to me. Gold, you said you don't think he's going to. You said you don't think he's going to win. You said you don't think he should either, but you're okay with it. Did I gather that correctly?
Yeah, 100%.
So why's that?
I just think, I don't know. I think Cody worked very hard, bro, to get where he was, and I really think they have a good thing with him. What's going right now, and granted, you know, you want the title to like kind of like change hands to keep it exciting, but I just think him having that belt right now, it just makes the most sense, and
Cody.
it wouldn't make sense for him to lose it. But like you said, going back to what they said, it's doing what's best for business. So it might just happen. But if it does happen, I would be surprised because they just have such a good thing going on right now with Cody. It's just, to me, it wouldn't make sense right now for Cody to lose it because he's what's it right now, man. Like he's the new. But no, I take it back. He's Cody Rhodes, bro. Like he made his own way.
He's definitely Hogan level.
Yeah, he's not the new anything. He's his own guy.
He is. Yeah, he's special.
That's why I changed it up and said what I said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's special.
Fucking Cody Rhodes, he's special.
Yeah. So Madison, you said you don't think Cena's going to win, but you think he should.
Yeah.
Please elaborate.
I don't think that it went. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think he'll win, but I actually could see him winning just off the strength of kind of bringing Cody's reign to an end. I think outside of kind of having a crazy, stupid run, I just think this would be the perfect culmination of it actually kind of to end for right now. And what fitting way to have it for Cena, the 17th run. But I think off the strength of those, you know, that I just mentioned, that he should win. So that's why I was thinking like, okay, yeah, he should win though. Just off the strength of, like I said, everything listed. That match is going to be interesting because we know it's going to be a lot of chicanery going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hopefully not anything crazy, but it's going to be one of those It's definitely going to be one of those moments. We were talking about Jay and Gunther. This storyline definitely just kind of, blew that shit out the water. But also at the same time, Jay and Gunther can have their moment probably like maybe night 2 or night 1.
Night one.
So I think that still could have a WrestleMania moment if Jay were to, grab that belt up.
Yeah.
I will say also, I'm also like Gold, where I've never been a big John Cena fan. In fact, that's kind of, I ain't gonna say he's the reason I stopped watching in the mid 2000s, but like, I wasn't following him. Like, I was in college. When I got out of college, I'm like, I got a life to try to live. So I just wasn't in it like I was in it.
Yeah.
So basically, almost his entire run. Even though I knew what was going on, I knew exactly but I just wasn't in my place to follow. And so I can't say I have a big love for Cena, but I understand. Like, I don't want to put this. Sometimes I wish I need to work on my vocabulary. I'd be like, I can't find the words. But basically, It's like I feel like he's such an important figure to WWE that they will want to, like I said, put that on him as like, this has been a stalwart for us. And that's why I kind of think like he will win that thing. Like, it's just like, we want you to sit alone at the top of the mountain, because you've done all this work over your career, and they're basically going to reward him.
So you feeling like kind of like Cena is to WWE like Undertaker was when Vince McMahon was there. Like, Undertaker stayed there, he held the company down, and had the shit on his back and carried it.
Even more important than Undertaker, to be honest, just because he literally, like, Cena did everything. Like I said, he did all those Make-A-Wish grants. He did all the appearances.
Yeah.
He had, like, wrestling, like WWE wrestling was what this man did. And he gave his body. I mean, like, they all give their body, but he's on another level of I would say importance. Like, he's not on my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. Yeah. But I'm never going to sit there and be like, he doesn't belong.
Somebody will fight you. You say John Cena sucks, bro. I'm like, what? Look, my cousin came after me when I was talking shit. I won't talk shit about John Cena, but I said he wasn't in my top 5. My cousin was like, what? Man, he basically carried that company for years.
He's not in my top 5.
He ain't my top 5 either.
Yeah. Probably because we're older.
Yeah.
We're older, so we look at him. I think most of us probably looked at him as like, he's not for us because we wanted some. Because the one thing I would say was the reason I wasn't a fan is because it didn't feel like, even though he was as charismatic as he was, it didn't feel like there were too many facets to his character. It was never give up. Like, and then fucking just stuck to it. It's just like, ain't nobody that perfect.
Right.
And then he finally does break. So, but he stayed perfect. And then they get any trouble outside. They never had to worry about John Cena and what he was doing. He was the model citizen.
He's kind of like, if I had to do a metaphorically speaking, he's kind of like a Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan wasn't exciting, but he did what it took to fucking win championships.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's that. Love you. Terrible correlation.
You think so, bro?
Get your ass out of here, Jake Perry.
But he did what need to do, like, to win championships.
I dig that. I dig that, but we gotta understand this dude Cena had so much flash to him, just in terms of for him to even stand out, Like, we really think about it though. Okay, even with the rap, like, okay, he's actually flexing with jerseys and
that was fire. I give you that. That was.
Little drip. Even just, it's corny, but he made it into a brand, an iconic, facet. Yeah. And with the jean shorts, you know what I'm saying? Sneakers. Mm-hmm. It was, but just in terms of, they call them the John Cena shorts, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. pull out the denims, like, oh, he got on the John Cena shorts. Just Cena really, he really was him. And it's no disrespect to Tim, but Tim was more like, seriously, he was like cornflake dry.
A robot,
Personality, unless you get
Yeah.
obviously, but and it's no disrespect because obviously people who actually know him, I don't know this man, I've never met him, but people who know him, obviously he has some type of personality. They know the real Tim Duncan, but just in terms of what he's given to us as viewers and spectators, I'm like, bro, it's damn dry as cornflake. Somebody like John Cena, at least even with his character, I'm like, nah, bro, he had a running thing on some superhero shit. And at first, I thought that shit was corny and cheesy. Then I got older, had youth. I understood, like, okay, the representation, like, this dude is really like a superhero. So I respect it. I understood, wrestling has its, like, you need these elements in the pot, in the gumbo. And, that's why, like, this is, vintage. Like, this was in that era. I got the red, white, and blue. I got a few Cena shirts, even some Chain Gang shit. But that guy is really, it took me a while to see it, but he really is special. Just the fact that be able to do what he's done and consistently, it's almost LeBron like.
Yeah.
I actually compare him with LeBron.
Yeah, because I would probably.
I did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mind you, not in niggas like all of us could be like, okay, and for me as well, Cena's not in my top 10, but his body of work and what I would statistically put him as, he's definitely in the, top 10. He's just not in my palette, like, hey, I'm gonna go back and run some Cena matches or,
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, it's crazy. I like Cena a lot because I do, got the Cena hat. I got merch, you know what I'm saying? Figures. I do rock with Cena, but it's just, as a wrestling fanatic, a wrestling fan, wrestling connoisseur, it's like, all right, he doesn't. But I understand what Cena brings to the game in terms of his character. What I am very excited about, again, to see is now this new leaf, this new layer that you can add on, like when he rides out finally. Hey, just as a character, thank you, Cena. We can look back and just be like, okay, is this going to be on the level of like some Final Boss shit, how to rock that character development? Because going back to what we were talking about earlier, I don't want him to go back to the old theme music because it's like, let sleeping dogs lie. Let's get some new shit going. Like, what is your new age John Cena like? Because mind you, he's Hollywood. He's way more solidified now than he was in his Thuganomics days. Plus, I don't even really think he raps like that anymore. So it's like, now I feel like we're going to get a new layer of what Cena can bring to the table as a heel. Mind you, he's got that acting in him now. So I think we're going to get a very dangerous and scary John Cena
There we
heel.
go.
From what we got back when he was on the Dr. Thuganomics. Mind you, the rapping is gone, and there's been way more character development. So this John Cena going up against a Homelander-ish almost, but not quite, not yet. A very Superman esque character, the John Cena of old, you know what I mean? His foils. Now Cena is one of those foils against almost a mirror image of himself.
Great.
Because that was my favorite part of John Cena. Sorry, just the Thuganomics John Cena, that era. I did like that part. That's all I just wanted to say.
I did. I did as well. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I fuck with this Thuganomics nigga. This motherfucker out
with
here,
a little chain niggas with a lock on it.
It stood out.
Yeah,
style on these bitches.
And rapping,
I was like, yeah, it's corny, but it worked. And then
definitely. But in wrestling, a lot of shit is corny. It's, that's just the name of the game. But it's still what attracts and what resonates with the eye. And I when Cena got into the groove of getting that character right, I was just like, yo, this is special because he's actually bringing freestyle battles to a freestyle rap to. I'm like, damn it. White man strikes again, man. You know what I mean? So smart, you know what I mean? And I think the last time we actually got some of that, like a freestyle, was like PN News and WCW, like 90 or Mabel probably, Mabel and Men on a Mission. But other than that, I'm like, John, and he's nice. And I'm like, okay,
He is.
this is dope. And he's got drip because I'm like, this is the time of throwbacks and stuff like that. So
Yep.
just to see what I'm like, okay, this is dope. But the thing is, I never saw back then. I didn't think he was going to be what he is now. Like
Me
such
neither.
a, you know, I like,
Me-
you know, US. Maybe he'll get a run with the world title. Yeah, okay, but nothing like, oh yeah, he's going to be like the best thing since sliced bread. Like, you know, I never saw that, but it's dope. It's been dope to see Cena's journey to where now we're gracefully about to let him ride out into the sunset. Like this is special.
Yeah. And you remember he was on BET too, right? He hosted a freestyle battle one time. That lets you know he's doing something right.
Of course.
So unless he's going to take some new age fashion advice from Travis Scott, let's just erase any thoughts of a Thuganomics Cena ever coming back. Say hello to the new vicious corporate.
No.
Hollywood
I don't
Cena.
think it'll be Thuganomics John. It'll be a new John Cena. But I won't be surprised if he still raps his theme.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's got some bars.
I think he's
Travis
still
might
going
help him write
to come out
something.
like rap his own theme.
Okay.
Okay.
It'll just be something like different and darker. But yeah.
That would be dope.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very dope.
I'm just waiting to see how this is all going to be packaged.
I can't wait. Like you said, Carrie's been saying it all week. I can't wait to see that first pro. I want to see this. I want to see the package. Like
Yeah.
I'm ready to see him come out to this new music because he can't come out to the same shit. Even if he does it first, like eventually it has to get changed.
Well, he
I
did
wanna
the press
see how he
conference.
dresses.
He did a press conference where he dropped the mic, still wearing the hat and the shirt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
makes
think-
sense. That's fine.
You know, so maybe that was him, signaling the end of that, of the
Yeah.
wristbands.
You know what his music
Yes.
should be?
You're a smart man, yo. You're a smart man, VS. You're
What?
right.
You know what his music should be?
What should it be?
No music.
Just come out to the booze.
That'll be too hard, bro.
But I'm gonna tell you what fans are gonna do, and this is literally all theoretical. What they're gonna do is they're gonna sing John Cena's song, but then they're gonna replace it with John Cena sucks.
There you go.
But no music. It's like it's basically you people don't even deserve to, listen to my song anymore.
We don't even deserve to listen to his music. That's
Don't even
very
deserve
Hill.
That would be
That's
fantastic.
very Hill.
Now, Rock is an entertaining heel. Do you do you see John Cena being a straight-faced, no redeemable quality heel, or entertaining?
I
heel?
think he has to. On the simple fact that fans are still going to want to cheer him. He's going to have to repeatedly do scumbag shit to reiterate, I am a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to have to continue to beat people down. I don't know. Maybe he'll give some woman a double A or something.
Brandy Rhodes. Bring in Brandy.
Boom. Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
That would be like, oh.
I mean, like, how much?
Clutching their pearls. He put his hands on a woman?
Yeah. I was gonna say, how much more disrespectful can this feud get between now and Mania? He already beat him up with the Rolex, his dad's pawned Rolex. Rock is hitting him with a belt that has his dad's death date on it. Did you notice that?
Cody Soul.
Right.
Wow, bro.
And Travis Scott spilled some sage on him. It gets no worse. It gets no worse.
Busted
than
this
that.
motherfucker eardrum.
Yeah, like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Gave him
That
a black eye.
that shit pissed me off too, bro.
What are you doing? But hey, it's wrestling, I guess.
It's wrestling. He didn't know his own strength. He didn't know how to pull the punch the right way.
Right.
Apparently, Rock told him, like, if you're going to get your hands, but you better lay it in. So he did.
Yeah.
Opposite coaches. Ooh.
Yeah, I love the idea of no music though, Madison. That'd be super dope if he did that.
Yeah,
I just want him to talk Just I want to see the back and forth, the face off. Typically contract signings are played out, but it always happens. It's totally going to be contract signing angles, right? So to see that happen, will he stand on his own, or will he stand beside The Rock? Like, it's so many different layers, and I guess the best part is that we don't know. We can't predict this because we never thought we would see him in this type of position. In regard to the whole top 5, top 10 conversation, his legacy is undeniable. So I'll always acknowledge him. Yeah. As I mentioned, he has the best run of any single superstar, I would argue, outside of like a Bruno or a Bob Backlund, to where it was like over a decade on top. Now, part of that was Vince in his booking. He didn't really build anybody else up to be on the Cena level, but Cena's full-time run pretty much stopped around like 2019, I would say. 2018 was his WrestleMania match with Nikki Bella was it 2018? When was the Nikki Bella tag team match with him and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice? Was that 2017?
I want to say it was the last time they were in Texas before they went back.
That was Orlando. That was Orlando WrestleMania. So the New Orleans WrestleMania the next year, that's when he wanted to face The Undertaker. And they had that unofficial match. If I'm getting this right, with my WrestleMania history. That was John Cena, Undertaker, New Orleans 2018. Am I wrong about that, Madison Jay?
Great. Yeah.
The match that was not advertised as a match, which was dumb as hell.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Stupid as hell. Honestly, I forgot about that match until I played it on the Cena Showcase on the 2K game. I was like, they actually did wrestle longer than 5 minutes. Okay.
Well, why the hell did you not advertise that?
Right now, you're checking out VSOP.
Hip hop and wrestling.